Hi guys, and welcome to Photo Fridays. So let's start with a big question. And I get this question at least once a week. So I am starting photography, or I want to be a photographer, or I am doing a photography course, and I'm looking for a budget, good camera. Which one should I get? And where would I be able to find that specific camera? What I find very interesting is that if you actually go search on Google or YouTube and you look for budget-friendly first-time cameras, you'll find extraordinary prices. And a lot of YouTubers have even made videos of how they bought their first camera with a budget of, say, $1,000 or $1,500. Now, I don't know if it's the same with you, but our living expenses, and especially if you're a student or if you're a teacher, it's not that easy to actually afford a camera. So I want to talk about what the options are and how we can actually look at buying our first camera without breaking the bank, but at least buying something that makes it worth it. If we look at the market today, we basically have two options. We can either go mirrorless, or we can use or buy a DSLR camera. I just quickly want to talk about the differences between mirrorless cameras and DSLR cameras. So, as it says, the main thing about a DSLR camera is that it actually have a little mirror that flips open. And when the light actually comes in, there's a mirror in between the sensor and the camera. This is one of the main negatives about a DSLR camera, is that it is a lot bulkier because it needs to accommodate the mirror. And most of the time it's a lot bigger and difficult to carry around. The same thing with DSLR lenses. They are huge and sometimes very difficult, and not always the perfect choice if you just want to throw a camera into your bag and go and take photos. The mirrorless cameras is exactly what it says. It is basically a camera. It works exactly the same. It's a digital camera, first of all, and it works without a mirror. The advantages of mirrorless cameras is that there's no mirror, and they are a lot smaller, a lot more portable, and easy to carry around. The disadvantages of both of these are that mirrorless cameras, because of the technology and because of the quality and the image quality, and also the size of the sensors, are a lot more expensive these days than your DSLR cameras. So there are different brands, and a lot of great brands out there. At this stage, I would still recommend the Fujifilm XT series, any of the XT series. The reason for that is that there are still some really cheaper, and I'm going to say cheaper because I mean cheaper. They are not inexpensive, but they are cheaper than some of the other mirrorless cameras out there. I'm talking about the XT series available. Also, you might be able to find, it's not that easy in South Africa, but you might be able to find some of the older versions of the XT series on the second-hand market. The reason why I prefer Fujifilm is basically because of, first of all, the size. Secondly, those vibrant Fuji colors. The sensors are quite big. The image quality is great. And it's just a joy to actually take photos with the Fujifilm cameras, especially the XT series. So models that we will see today, whether it's on the second-hand marketplace or new, is models like the XT-100, the XT-200, the XT-10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And these are great little cameras. Obviously, the more the number goes up, the more expensive they are, but you can still find the XT-30 new in South Africa. They are available, and I will put some links below so you can actually find where to buy the XT-30 at this stage. So in 2018, I worked and traveled through Asia using my Nikon D7000 with a couple of lenses. Now, one of the lenses I had was the Nikon 2.8 200mm lens, and it was humongous. It was basically this size, and to carry this around and travel with this camera, the camera was also quite big, became a mission. I started losing a lot of focus. When you are worried about your gear and you get quite tired traveling around with these cameras, it makes it really difficult. So I made a conversion, and I decided to look into the Fujifilm XT series. So the first camera I bought, and obviously I had to sell all my Nikon gear, was the XT-20. So I want to quickly just talk about the image quality and the handling and the way the XT-20 looks. So I don't want to get too technical with the specs, but in short, the Fujifilm XT-20 is a mirrorless camera with a lot of great features, not only for beginners but also for more experienced photographers. And here's a quick breakdown. So the sensor is a 24.3 megapixel APS-C sensor. This is pretty large and more or less the same size as many of the professional cameras we find out there today. The display, it's got a 3-inch LCD touchscreen display. Viewfinder, it's got a 2.36 million dot OLED electronic viewfinder. And it is also very sharp and very bright. The video on this camera, it features 4K video at 30 frames a second, so you can shoot high quality 4K video up to 30 frames a second. And then it also features full HD video at 60 frames a second, and it's got a slow motion feature as well. Autofocus, and a lot of people have maybe spoken about the autofocus issues they've had on some of these XT cameras, but I've never had a problem, especially with the XT-20. The autofocus it uses is called a hybrid autofocus system. So it combines phase detection and contrast detection, which means it focuses pretty quickly and accurately on your subject. Then the lens mount. This is a great feature of all of these XT cameras. It's got the XT mount, which makes it very valuable because you can use all the Fujifilm X mount lenses, and there's some really great lenses. And then the design of this little camera, and you'll see here with the little dials and little buttons, it is amazing. It looks so amazing. It's got this retro style body and this vintage design that reminds me of the film cameras of the late 70s, early 80s. So yes, in summary, I think this little camera is a compact, powerful camera that offers great image quality, a really fast autofocus, and even 4K video capabilities. It is perfect for anyone looking for a versatile mirrorless camera, and it's got a simple interface and it's very easy to learn. So that's it for today's video. I really hope that this video helped you to answer some of these questions, specifically for those of you guys that's looking to buy your first mirrorless or at least digital camera. We will be looking at a lot more when it comes to photography on this channel, especially digital photography, but we're also going to look at film photography and any kind of visual arts. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I'll see you guys soon.